and I am your Democratic candidate. I'm very happy to see so many familiar faces today. I would like to answer a few questions right off the bat. Everyone always asks me, Olivia, why on earth would you run for office, especially for Congress? Well, for one reason, because I'm old. I don't have a lot of time to get a lot of things done at a high enough level if I start out as something like mayor or commissioner. I just couldn't get enough done, big things done. We have big issues. We don't have a lot of little issues, and we don't have a lot of time. The way I see this, if we don't get the right person in Congress, we're about to go off a cliff. It is as simple as that. A lot of you remember my face from the last run, and one of the things you thought, golly, she sure is nice. We really want her to run. Well, you're going to find a little bit different this time. She's a junkyard dog this time, because we're going up against somebody totally different. Steve, nice guy. Mike, not so nice guy. So we have a totally different plan to get rid of Mike, all right? Junkyard dog. I'm a workhorse. So when I look at the field, whom I agree are wonderful candidates, I appreciate them on different things, but I don't kiss rings. I don't hang out with millionaires. So I'm not going to do that. So don't look for it. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to, like one of the guys said about getting money from folks. I've already gone out. I've walked this district from Montgomery County, Greene County, and half of Fayette already twice to during one blizzard. And you know what I asked for? Nickels and dimes. I said, we're going to nickel and dime Mike to death. And that's what we're doing. We're going to take them out. We're going to take them out. But it's going to be knocking doors, meeting people, and actually shaking hands. So that's one thing. The other thing is, when I look at the other side of my candidates, my opponents, I also realize that we need somebody that has a good business sense. I happen to go out and get contracts for businesses. Small businesses love me. Why? Because I fight for them. I go out and get military contracts for them because it's really complicated. And in Montgomery County, not so much in Greene County, but in Montgomery County, one of the things I found was they just lost a huge office that helps small business get government contracts. We are not having that anymore. No more. We need someone at the congressional level to fight for getting small business the kind of business that they need. These are the dollars that create the new companies, that create the new jobs. We all know new jobs are not coming from the big business. It's not happening in our district. But it will happen with small business. So that's where I'm at. That's where I work with every day. I work with these guys to help them get small business contracts. With workout, I help people get their SBA loans, the 8A certificates. I help them get, there's a particular kind of federal business officers, places they can get contracts. I help them work with that because that's where the new jobs are going to come from. Okay, so that's why I'm going to run. That's what happened. Now let's talk about who Olivia is. I'm the same person I was last time, no doubt. I'm still a mom. I have an urchin out here that's in Wright State University about to be a geology student. You know what I asked for her? I said, listen here, I will do everything I can for you, but I ask you for 3 things. No drugs, no jail, and no babies. And hallelujah, I've got that. So you know what? I do everything I can for that. Thank you. So, but that's what I believe in. I don't say a lot, not of this. I told you I'm a workhorse. I'm not a lot of this. What I do with not just my daughter, with everybody's kids. They all come to our house because I'm the mom. I'm the one who says, oh, no, 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 we don't do that. Oh, no, 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 you will get good grades because we have a future here. We have tech jobs we have to have here. And guess what? They listen. I don't know why. So it's a beautiful thing, not just my kid, but all the kids that I mentor. And there are probably about 150 at this point. I give classes to them and different school things I do for them. But the fact is they're listening. And guess what? We're going to get engineers out of them. Yay! Because that's what we need. We need people to actually work with them, one-on-one. Not a lot of talk, a lot of work. It takes work. So that's part of what I am when I talk about I'm a mom. And many of you remember that I am a military person. I went in the military, also like Bill. I think we're probably about the same age, Bill. I went into, when I was 18, in 1973, and yes, it was in the middle of Vietnam. And so, yes, do the math. You just did the math on that.
I did the math.
But anyway, but the idea was that I really did. I went to join the military because I thought we were going to go out and kill commies. I had no idea what we were doing. Just like a lot of us, when I went into the military recently, just went in for a job. So they really didn't know what we were doing. And as a Democrat right now, I'm looking at, you know what? We weren't I still don't think we're doing good things. We've got to fix some of these things. So that's why I'm running at the congressional level. And then finally, I'm looking at why I want to do this with the skills that I have as a business person. Because I'm a businesswoman, that's what I do. I help people start businesses. I help them start companies. I help them hire people. And at the congressional level, that's what we need. This is not rocket science. We need this. Right now, we are about to go off a cliff. So, my name is Olivia Freeman, and I am your congressional candidate. Thank you. Ladies first.
Okay. Right. Let's assume for the sake of argument that Mike Turner is going to be the Republican nominee.
Okay.
What are you going to do to defeat him? Because you are really going to face a somewhat uphill battle.
Absolutely. But remember, I hate to say this is so awful. You'll have to forgive me, but it's fact. I have already hung out with the folks in Montgomery County, because that's really where he lives. And guess what they noticed? I happen to be a black female. Imagine that. well, that plays a very important politics right now, because it's a largely African-American group over there. So guess what? Where do you think I've been? That's why I haven't been hanging out with you guys, because I've been over there, politicking over there, because that's where our numbers are. And if we're going to win this, like Bill said, if we haven't had a Democrat since 1939, guess how it's going to happen? With the largest county getting the most votes. So that's where I've been. And guess what? It's working. We have a front runner over there, so we're good. We're good. So that's what we've been doing. So that's our plan for them. Yes, I'm sorry. Let me get Bill first. Bill
and you know, in 2010, as you well know, we both ran for Congress, and which I won the nomination at that time.
Yes, you did.
As we met with the Dayton, the DDN editors board, the Daily News editors board, you had talked about a lot of stuff, business and all that kind of thing, and they pinned you down that your real day job was you were a CSR, customer service.
I was back then, yes.
And you also at that time had a business that promoted a solar panel system which purported to power a 1,500 square foot house on 1 square foot of collector, which is obviously...
Well, it wasn't a solar collector, but that's okay. Would you like to ask about that? Is that what your question is?
Obviously it was. You know, that was what your website said. And that, obviously that's bogus.
Is that your question?
Well, yeah, I would explain that.
I thought that it was a great idea for, again, kids need to invent stuff. I really believe that. I do. So someone said, hey, can we possibly, I'm sure you've seen, it's in California, there's these solar collecting things. They have a rod through it with a reflector, and it heats up oil that runs a turbine. And they showed it to me, and I thought, oh, I love it. Sounds great. So what we're trying to do is get funding for that. And so I still think it's a good idea. May not be as huge as that, but I still think it's a good idea for power. And I'd like to pursue that. So maybe not with my own skin in the game in that particular case. Maybe that was a little bit premature. But I still would like to see that, because I believe, and who was it that said it yesterday on CNN? His name was Bob Newman. He's from DeMoss, and Cavaletti's from University of Georgetown was talking about the workforce of the future, and they were saying that very same thing. We're going to have to create new industries if we're going to create new companies. So I believe that. I do. I believe it. It may have been the wrong thing. It may have been the wrong time, because it was you know what they call that, pushed out before it was vetted. But that's okay. I'd rather see the kids try and try and try and try, and I'll help them every way I can. So no, I do not regret that. I believe that was a good thing. A very good move. Yes.
I'm concerned about these corporations buying off the people in Congress and in the Senate. And I haven't.
So.
You understand?
Oh, indeed I do. On my website, one of the very first things I have is a picture of Mike Turner. You know what it says? You're fired. You know why? There's a little button under it that says, who owns Mike? And it has all the companies that have paid him off. I told you, I'm not playing.